local forward dealer Jason Bennett alongside 12-time WNBL champion Carrie Graff. And Graffy, it does feel like a revealing evening tonight, that by the end of the evening, we'll have learned a little bit more about both these teams.
Yeah, absolutely agree, Jace. It's almost two contrasting styles. We've got fast-paced, young guns, Perth Lynx against, I'm going to say, old-school, classic Southside Flyers. This is really going to be about which team can get this game on their own terms, who can control the tempo, who can play their style.
Yeah, it's going to be a fascinating tactical battle as we check the ladder through the first three rounds of the new WNBL season. The Lynx and the Boomers remain undefeated. Melbourne with one more win, but Perth with top spot by virtue of a superior points for and against percentage. The Flyers currently in the mid-table mix, sitting at 2-2. So a win tonight keeps them in touch with the leading pack. Time now to welcome in our third member of our commentary team this evening. Sitting courtside is Candy Hertz. Candy, welcome, and it's a personnel issue for both these teams tonight. They've both had issues to deal with during the week.
Absolutely, it is going to be a true test for Perth Lynx tonight because this is the very first game that is away from home, and unfortunately they're a little unmanned. Steph Gorman is out with what they're calling a mystery injury to her foot. They're not entirely sure what's happened, so they're just going to rest and prevent at this stage. Also, unfortunately, the team has been struck down by COVID. Both Alex and Ash not travelling with the team, so like I said, quite an unmanned team. A very different story for the Southside Flyers. Now, they have pretty much a full roster, quite healthy as well, and very deep as always. This is the first time they've been home after 3 road games, so they are quite excited to have home court advantage tonight. And a little bit of star power in the house tonight. A big welcome to Opal's head coach, Sandy Brondello, who is here maybe scouting a little bit for the FIBA qualifiers happening in February, so no doubt all the players will be on their very best behaviour.
Thanks, Candy. So no Lou Brown for the Flyers tonight, but 2 potential debutants, Nikita Young, the 21-year-old combo guard from Kilsyth in Melbourne, and Isis Lopez, the 22-year-old also from Melbourne. She can play anywhere from the 1 to 4 spot, Graffy. The Flyers had gastro last week. They were a bit flat against Adelaide. Cheryl Chambers pleased they've had a short week. They can get back out there and give a better account of themselves. What are their keys to success this evening?
Look, I think first and foremost for them, it's their defensive transition. They must slow down the pace and tempo of this high-octane, high-paced offence that they're going to see from the Perth Lynx. And they've got to try and dominate the boards, not rely on their size. If they can get to the O-glass, that's the first start of your defensive transition. Can they get some putbacks? Can they slow down the ball? And then lastly, can they control the tempo? They want to be opportunistic about when they can get a fast break basket or run their own transition, but they want to really make this a half-court grind. How do they get the ball? How do they work the ball to that interior presence that they have? They've got 3 classic big post players. How do they maximise that advantage?
Yeah, still working out how to best utilise their size. They sit last at the moment for defensive rebound percentage, but they certainly can't blame that on Mercedes Russell. She pulled down 17 boards versus Adelaide, averaging almost 11 a game, but she needs some help.
She's been unbelievable. I mean, both ends of the floor. She changes things up defensively. As you say, double-double there. She's got high IQ. She's been impressive, but absolutely, she needs some of her other players to step up. You know, Rochi get in the scoring, but Cole get in the scoring, and then the other bigs, you know, she needs some support from the GOAT and from Ernst.
Well, if the Flyers are all about size, then the Lynx are all about speed. Ryan Petrick running their pace and space offence. Plan A, fly down the floor for an open 3 or layup in those first 7 to 9 seconds. Graffy, what's on his whiteboard this evening?
Absolutely just that. Run, run, run. It's pace for them. That is their game plan. We're going to shoot more than you. We're going to get more shots than you. And we're going to shoot more threes than you. They've got to stick to that. It's going to be a bit more of a challenge for them this evening. They're down 2 core rotation pieces out of their 7. So it'll be interesting to see what Ryan Petrick does in terms of his rotations. And by that, twofold. How does he rotate his athletes? He's probably only going to go about 7 deep to maintain that tempo they play. And then for them also, what can they do? How are they going to defend that interior presence of the Southside Flyers?
Yeah, defence and increased defensive focus this season. They've been a scoring machine. They've recruited electrifying, lightning-quick 2-way guard, Aerie McDonald, and she's certainly going to help on D.
Aerie is the fastest person on the planet. I've never seen someone run as fast as she does. And then she's also just so hilarious. Like, she's so funny. Ever since she joined the team, she's just kind of fit right in. Day one, like when we saw her in the gym, she just like came up, gave everyone hugs. It was like super bubbly, super fun. Yeah, we love Aerie.
2-time Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year in college ball, taking a pick 3 in the 2021 WNBA draft. And if you haven't seen her in action yet, you're in for a treat this evening. Graffy, what's Southside's plan for Aerie McDonald?
kind of pick your poison. I mean, she's so complete in so many ways. Her ability to score and involve people off that ball screen action is phenomenal. You know, she can get to the rim, score in multiple ways. She can attack most things that come at her in that. It'll be interesting to see what Southside throw at her. Will they throw a play with a bit more length? Will they look at some switching with her, use Mercedes Russell's length? You know, to counter that, Coach Ryan Petrick's going to put some different people in the ball screen with her to see that they can maximise that advantage for her.
So a couple of debutantes in the Southside lineup this evening. Hopefully get an opportunity to get some minutes in front of a home crowd. There's the starting five.
Yeah, look, you know, a little bit of a change there with Mitchell back into the lineup.
That's not the starting five. That's just in order of singlet number there.
So I think
Rafi.
they'll see who they've normally matched up with. It'll be Rochi, it'll be Cole, Potch in the three. LJ's started 3 of their 4 contests. She's back in the starting lineup, and of course the woman of the last 3 or 4 games for them in Mercedes Russell.
So really interesting tactical battle. Southside will be happy to turn it into a half-court grind, slow the tempo down, get it on their terms. Perth, they're going to turn it into a track meet. Which team can have it on their terms for longer tonight will decide who wins.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And then who can make some changes defensively? How do Perth deal with that interior presence of Southside? What schemes they're going to play there? Are they going to throw some zone? Are they going to look at some switching, some trapping? Similarly for the Southside Flyers, how are they going to handle that ball screen action with Arie McDonald?
Round 4 of the Cygnett WNBL tips off. It promises to be a revealing clash between 2 teams with finals aspirations, the Flyers and the Lynx, on ESPN's WNBL Wednesday. Thanks to your local Ford dealer. Good crowd in at State Basketball Centre in Melbourne's East for this Wednesday night clash. The Flyers home for the first time in 4 games. Already had a ball change straight off the top. First one was a little flat. That one seems pretty good.
The guards won't like that.
And away we go. WNBL Wednesday on your home of hoops, ESPN. Great to have you with us. And Maddie Rochi has first possession here for the Flyers. Good active hands there from McDonald. Back to Cole, Rochi, Jackson. That's what they wanted to see.
Go to her at the low post. If you can't engage her other ways, that's what we saw in the bronze medal game of the World Cup last year. Put her down on the low block and see if someone can defend that turnaround jump shot.
Yet to really get going. And here at the other end, there's Arie McDonald getting to the rack. And an early board as well for Lauren Jackson. Is tonight the night she clicks into gear. Hasn't really been able to train too much. So trying to find her feet and her form and her touch. And Cole through. So early for Jackson. We were saying off air, Graffy. Best plan, get it to her in her strength. And that is that
low block. Get it, you know, bring her off some screen action, bring her to the block, let her catch it and shoot that turnaround J, her go-to move.
McDonald. Potch has got the job on her at the moment. Atwell versus Rochi. Amy, can she get hot tonight? Another to a start of the season a little slowly.
Wow, great block out then by Mercedes Russell. Tagged her man, didn't just rely on her size, tagged her player. Made sure she collected that defensive board.
So Rochi lighted up on WNBL Wednesday a couple of weeks ago. She gets to the rack here and draws a foul.
Yeah, super effective at that, Maddie Rochi. She's got the speed. She's robust enough too to take a hit, you know, encourage some contact. We see her try and sucker a foul then from pot of the screen. Defender gets herself to the rim. Unfortunately can't get the and one, but should be more than happy to take 2 free throws.
77% free throw shooter career. She's 16 for 19 this season. So she's been locked in from the stripe. My apologies, Maddie. That was always going to happen. Away comes Maley. Speed on the ball. The first 7 to 9 seconds for Perth are everything. Rochi says, well, I'm happy to play a speedy game as well. I'll take it back down the other end and run it down your throat.
Straight back at you, and that's what we talked about in the opener. The opportunistic chance to transition back. Maddie Rochi saw the gap then and put it right on the rim. Conversely, the other end, having Mercedes Russell defend Maley on that break then, changed her shot.
Potter, a good child. Back to Potter. She gets Perth on the board.
We see there Coach Petrick's going to try and involve Jackson in a lot of that ball screen action, seeing if they can attack that.
Potch. Pressure came from Atwell, who now receives from Maley. Atwell, can she get to the rack? Draws a foul. What have you made of the early tempo? In fact, it was stripped away. My apologies.
Exactly as we said, up tempo. And look, to be honest, Southside have matched it. They've had opportunities to get to the rim, but this is fast paced. You know, can the Lynx maintain it? You'd assume they can. Their players down in their rotation, that might have an impact, but certainly it's been up tempo.
McDonald to Atwell.
Well executed on that base out of bounds.
Cole to Rochi.
Atwell, someone that Coach Petrick will be hoping can really step up for them tonight. She'll play more minutes.
Russell, Rochi, Jackson. Well done, Maley.
Clearly a focus for the Southside Flyers to go into LJ early, see if they can get her involved.
Atwell wants to take on Potch. Well done by Nadio. Foul is called.
Nice take, Atwell. Went downhill, tried to get into the body of Potch, take away a length. What a great young shot blocker is Potch.
Serious talent on display in both teams out there tonight.
Stood her man up there with a little hesitation.
Amy Atwell looking to get rolling in her season, averaging 12 points, 3 rebounds a game. Really burst onto the scene last year. A fantastic season. Looking to step it up again in 2023-24. She gives Perth the lead.
This is where Perth can get to the free throw line and allows them to extend their pressure in their 1-2-2 press. It's been super effective for them.
McDonald to Goodchild. Front iron. This time, Maddie Rochi holds things up a little. Change the tempo. Rochi past Atwell. Past McDonald. Can't finish.
No one on the O boards then. This allows Perth Lynx to do just that. Get out and run. Shoot transition threes.
Foul on Amy Atwell.
Ouch. Coach Chambers won't be happy with that foul. Fouling a shooter on the break from the three-point line. Atwell's three-point clip hasn't been as good this year as it was last year. Letting a shooter off the hook then. She gets to get her eye in from the free throw line, get her confidence going.
5 of 20 from long range.
Great technique.
From the line, she's yet to miss this season. 9 from 9. Watch her miss now.
Got the touch.
And the third is good.
Interestingly, the Lynx chose not to extend their pressure on that free throw.
Cole to the corner for Dickey. Good position from Potter. Off to Maley. Now to Atwell. Can she shoot over Jackson? Short. McDonald comes up with the rebound. She'll jack up a three and make it.
Wow. Boy, she's impressive. They needed that from her too. You know, she can score many ways. Strokes that three with a hand in her face as we see Cole play off that ball screen action with Russell on the rim roll.
Jackson, Rochi, Russell. Nice touch.
Wow, beautiful. That, you know, patience in the post. She just checks any help defenders coming. Goes to a low post move as we see Erin McDonald left on the rim and scores. Wow.
Just needs the smallest of windows, the slightest of opportunities, and before you know it, she's blown straight by you.
Yeah, just her pace, and she can change direction on a dime. A little shift. And I think one of the great things about her too is she maximises her lack of size. You know, she's small, but she stays low. She doesn't try and play up amongst the bigs. She stays down low and can make finishes with low hands.
Jackson takes a seat, margin out to 6. Good start this from Perth after the Flyers came up with the early points. Russell against Potter. It's going to be a critical battle tonight. Mercedes just couldn't quite get the one to roll over the front of the iron.
The same little move. She likes that little hook to the middle and another three. Good child.
There's Lynx basketball right there. Get it, go, hit the open three. Margin out to 9.
See if Coach Chambers will pull a timeout shortly.
Nice move from Cole.
The back of that basket, she'll sit tight.
So it's Dickey with the job at the moment on McDonald. Gets the screen from Potter. Now uses Potter. Nice board from Maley. Can't finish. Foul called.
pull down call on that rebound contest then.
Southside ball. Here's another look.
Yeah, we see Maley just pushed Ernst in the back and then tried to grab on for a little hook.
Mitchell back to Dickey. She's got Chloe Forster now for company. Hole cut to the hoop. Goes to Ernst, back to Dickey. And Jasmine goes herself, can't finish.
A couple of 2-foot finishes haven't rolled for Southside.
Now Maley just charges at Russell. Needs an option, has an option. Clinch Hoycard. Good child. Great start from Miller. She's up to 5 points.
Hot off the bench, hits the open three. We might see her sporting that face mask for the rest of the season if she keeps on this sort of form.
Getting an opportunity tonight in the absence of a couple of players, Steph Gorman, Alex Cipottone, both out with injury and illness issues. This timeout brought to you by CTM Sport. Here to transform your team's travel experience. Leave the hassle of off-court arrangements to CTM Sport, the experts in sports travel management. Get the winning edge at ctmsport.com.au. Let's head into the timeout.
You're going to switch it. All right? Remember, if there's no one there, there's no ice. You can't change your feet. You've got to wait until you hear from them. Okay? Stay in front of them here. Let's go doubles flare this next play. If we get a shot, we take it. If not, we keep moving the ball here. Come on, girls. Let's go. Southside.
Meanwhile, Candy Hurst is over in the Lynx huddle, and we'll hear from her in a moment. It's the Lynx by 9 points. After the Flyers got out to a 5-point lead early, here's Candy.
Coach Petrick said one thing, he absolutely loves the pace that they're playing. He said, let it fly, just the bigs need to make sure that they're there to guard those screens.
Here's Candy. We talked about getting the game on the terms earlier. Well, at the moment it's on Perth. There's the pressure on Mitchell. They managed to break it. Dickey. Back to Leilani. Here's Russell in good position against Clinch Hoycard. Well worked by Southside.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see the Perth Lynx extending their defensive pressure at any opportunity. Dead balls, free throws. But well-executed break then by the Southside Flyers and straight inside to their strength to the powerhouse Mercedes Russell.
Good child versus Mitchell. They were teammates last year at the Boomers, and Miller says, hey, good to see you.
Yeah, I can play one-on-one against you. Take that, veteran. Look, gosh, hasn't she been impressive? Good child.
Taking her opportunity with minutes up for grabs. No Gorman, no Cipottone, and Steph Gorman's foot injury at the moment. Graffy to be determined. They're just trying to work out exactly what the problem is, so she might be out for an extended period. So it's a great opportunity for Miller tonight to get involved.
Absolutely, and when you get your opportunities, you've got to step up, and boy, has she done that so far. Taking the open three, then put the ball on the floor for a quick 7 points. Not bad punch.
21 minutes a game through her first three. She'll get plenty tonight, plenty of opportunity. She's already got 7 points. Her side leads by 9. Mitchell, Cole. Will she take on Goodchild? Loses her footing. Away comes McDonald. She's got Forster to the outside. That's a lovely find through to Maley. There's Forster in the corner. Set up to shoot. Maley underneath the hoop to tie it up.
Yeah, look, they're playing Lynx ball. Get out and run, take the open three, get a no board. I mean, that's why Maley adds so much to this group. You know, she gets on the glass for him.
Yeah, she's the perfect prototype player for a Ryan Petrick system. So athletic, so versatile. Russell, offensive call. So from a Southside perspective, Graph, it's one thing to say, look, we need to slow the tempo down here. At the moment, the game's on Perth's terms. How do you do it? It's one thing to do it when you've got the ball in your hands, that's fine, but when you don't, how do you stop Perth going from 0 to 100 in 3 seconds?
Yeah, they've got to get on the O-boards. You know, the O-boards is that first pass. Can they put some pressure on the outlet? Can they get in position to slow the ball up the floor? Once they're in this, you know, their front quarter, you're cooked. As we see Erin McDonald just shake and bake, get to the rim on a preferred hand left.
Rochi. Margin blown out to 13. They really need to stabilise the situation now. Southside need some time in possession. Need to get some control. Rochi. Pressure in her face again. Active hands from Forster. Rochi, the little floater, and it drops.
You know, Perth are doing a great job to try and hurry Southside flies up. We saw them then get aggressive and trap that ball screen and get rotations. They're really trying to crank the tempo and make Southside play quicker, both in the half court and the full court.
Forced into the rack, couldn't finish. Mitchell, Rochi, stepped on the sideline.
Unfortunate. You know, that's what pressure can do sometimes when teams get you to hurry up, make little errors.
So we're inside 3 minutes in the opening term at SBC. And the Lynx already out to 24 points. They lead it by 11.
Yeah, and they're a team that score, you know, a low score for them is 85. They're a team that can score easily in the 80s, the 90s. They're on track for that right now.
Clinch Hoy card. There's 3 more.
Everyone gets involved. They can shoot from the three-point line. You know, South's got to try and run that off the three-point line. Get a hand in their face.
Rochi, Mitchell. Need a response, not this time, and Atwell comes up with it. Again, they'll push the pace. Forster. Got some options. McDonald through hands. Clinch Hoy card from the corner. Not quite. But Potter there to try and finish, and does.
Great putback when you got a true centre like that on the rim and you're shooting threes. You got a bit of comfort that you can shoot it up there and miss. So long as you give it to Mayer, let it sit on the rim.
High octane offense. 29 points with 2 minutes to play in the opening term. Mitchell, Dickey. Here comes McDonald again. Forster. This is impressive from Perth. Flings it back for Clinch Hoy card. Ambitious. And the turnover.
Likely to see Perth Lynx maintain extended pressure here. Any dead ball in the backcourt, they're up. Throwing different looks at Southside, trying to unsettle them. I don't know what they're going to get. Are they going to get extended man? Are they going to get some form of extended zone pressure?
Graffy, when you're a coach and you're already sitting on an early 16-point lead, it allows you some liberties, doesn't it? Gives you some options.
Yeah, it doesn't, because, you know, this team can line it up, but absolutely, you know, chance for Coach Petrick to get his bench in early in this first quarter so he can come on strong, keep rotating his players. We've talked about them being a couple of key players down that impacts their rotations in terms of trying to manage minutes for their athletes, but absolutely with a lead like that, he'll want to maintain the momentum, though. You don't want to get a lead like this and then make a whole lot of subs and it gets back to 8 before quarter time, so it's that fine dance between how much do you rotate, how much do you maintain the momentum through keeping the right groups on the floor.
So Mitchell with the inbound. 1:32 on the clock. Cole, the target, and the finish.
Well executed. We talked about old school and classic, a little pick and play from the base out of bounds. Great screens from the Southside bigs, gets Cole a wide open mid-range.
First things first for the Flyers is just get some stops here. Try and slow Perth down a little. Foul on Jackson.
Yeah, look, the Perth Lynx are definitely looking to attack certain one-on-one matchups. Clinch Hoy card putting the ball on the deck hard there against Ernst, challenging her feet. Jackson challenging that shot. The referee saying, no thanks, go.
Thanks for the feedback, but I'll take it from here.
Yep, that'll be on his highlight reel.
Emily Potter to the line. This is the first Canadian national team player, bronze at the America Cup this year. 5 years of college ball at Utah. And a genuine centre for Ryan Petrick to work with.
Again, we see that extended pressure off the free throw. Going to trap the ball on the sidelines.
Mitchell to Ernst, well done, Clinch Hoy card.
Now again, force Southside to chew time off clock. Not get comfortable.
They get Cole open. This time they can. Same play. Different result. Ernst there to try and tidy it up. Keeps it alive. Beck goes off the glass.
And that's what they need from Ernst and Jackson. Can they get on the O boards, get putbacks, get second attempts for their team, use their size.
Final minute of the opening quarter. Margin to 13. Forster. Potter. Over Jackson for 2 more.
And a bad little step back. Big 30 seconds here for Southside Flyers. Can they get a conversion offensively and then get one stop?
Mitchell over the head of Rochi and out.
Coach Petrick's going to be happy with their defensive performance. Certainly their offense. I mean, they're playing their style. They're playing Lynx ball, up-tempo, pace, open threes, penetrate, pitch it out, going to, attacking certain matchups. But then defensively, hold this Flyers team to 17.
They've had 5 more shots as well, 22-17. Have Perth. It's been a really impressive opening term. They can basically run the clock down here on the opening quarter and have the last possession. McDonald, so elusive. Potter to the corner. Steps on the sideline. Gives the Flyers 4 seconds to work with. And Atwell. Jacobs checks into the game for the Lynx. Number 34. Her second game of WNBL action. Final seconds, Rochi, will she jack one up herself? Mitchell does, but won't beat the clock. And that was a super impressive opening term from Perth.
Run and go to the stat. Yep.
We're letting her go left every time. She's left-handed. Right.
32 points is just awful. Absolutely awful. Every time Potter's got it, she's gone to her left hand. Let's make her go the other way. Let's stay in front of people. Okay, we're going to go. We're going to go Slim, Nards, Jazz, Coley and Maddie. All right, so we're going to switch all screens and then black out. So stay in front of them, black out, and then get on the boards and run. Move the ball. You can run weak to move the ball. That's it, circle. We haven't run it once yet. Let's move the ball and just slowly chip away at it. But you're going to have to do it with some grunt. Let's play some defense. There you go. Southside.
Into a pin down. Whole side, going off a pin down, or should come up touch for a ball screen. Okay, it's a loop.
So I know we talked about we're going to call a timeout every 5 minutes. They did. So I've got 2 for this quarter. We will burn both this quarter. So be aware of that. I need 2 minutes before I start airing back in. Just ball out. Just go. Hey. They've had nothing to cheer about for 20 minutes. Let them go. The reality, anytime we junk it up a little bit, and even the yellow scrams their brain, or they're not quite sure what the hell.
Growing up playing basketball, I played in the park with my 2 older brothers. It was really competitive, a really competitive family. Coming off being a rookie is really nerve-wracking and a bit scary, but being at the Flyers, I was really looked after and helped me get ready for upcoming things. I'm also young as well, I really don't have anything to lose, so just go out there and have fun.
What a prospect she is, Nadia Poch. 19 years of age, a Dandenong Rangers local, went through the Centre of Excellence and graduated from there in September of last year, and what a prospect she is. As we head to Candy courtside.
Yeah, as expected, Cheryl Chambers not happy with her team. She just said 34 is absolutely awful. We need to start chipping away at it. The way to do it is to stay in front, switch on all screens and really focus on that defence.
Plenty of work to do for the Flyers to change things up. They lead it by 15 as we start the second term. ESPN's WNBL Wednesday, thanks to your local Ford dealer. What a start from Perth, but great work there from Dickey. Potch is open and misses.
Ouch, they needed that one.
Crowd desperate to climb on for the ride here. They need something to cheer about. Maley, Potter Emily calls for it back. Well done, Potts. She was a wake up to it. Baseline. Jacobs, not quite. Away comes Rochi. McDonald to sit down for the first couple of minutes of the term. Graffy, we heard Ryan Petrick talking in his timeout at quarter time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, he's looking for ways to how can he keep his core group on the court for as long as they can. One way is to use his timeouts, which he didn't have to in that first quarter. Southside had to blow one. We heard him talk about he's got 2 timeouts. He'll use those not for necessarily technical reasons or tactical reasons, but to give his team a rest. So we talked about rotations and minutes management. That's exactly what Coach Petrick's doing right now. We heard him talk about, let's ball out, play our style. It's worked for them today. Coach Chambers, as we heard Candy say, it's all about defence for them. She's gone with a different lineup to see if they can induce something defensively as well.
There's a foul on Annalene Maley, her second. A couple of little wins here for Southside to build upon early in the second term.
We see McDonald come back in. She's had her 45 seconds rest.
Yeah, that'll do you. How'd you go?
That's long enough. You're fit, you're quick. 2 fouls interesting here. Southside could really have a crack here. Do you go at Maley, engage her in some action?
Dickey, Potch. Looking for Russell inside. Well covered by Potter. Rochi, Dickey, pulls the trigger from long range. Maley comes up with the board. Thinks about the push-ahead pass. And throws it away in the end. Just the hesitation there. Uncertain of the option.
Potch's length starting to wreak a little bit of havoc. She can get hands on balls, maximise that length and athleticism. 2 big defensive plays from her.
The slightest hint of a change in momentum. At least some stabilisation here from Southside. They haven't been blown away early in the second.
Yeah, and that's why we saw Petrick, plan 2 minutes for McDonald. It's like, nope, 45 seconds is enough. You're back in.
Cole looking for Rochi open in the corner. Can Maddie set her feet? She'll drive. She'll kick it out. Cole, big basket, not quite. And well done, Potter again. In fact, it's Jacobs this time who gets hands on it. Potter involved as well.
Southside just can't buy one from the 3-point line at the moment.
Annalene Maley will hurl herself at every ball, on every play.
She's the word relentless personified.
McDonald to Potter. Wrap around a good child. Steps back. Hot in the opening term with 7 points. Inside to Potter. Some D there from Southside, but they foul.
Yeah, good execution then by the Perth Lynx. Run a shooter off a staggered screen action and then force the roll down switch they wanted. They ended up with Potter with a smaller defender on the rim. Good execution.
28-year-old Emily Potter from Winnipeg. As I mentioned, Canadian national team and college career at Utah, where she was tied for 5th all-time for Pac-12 in shot blocking. And her genuine size at both ends of the court. A real compliment, Graffy. When they went looking for a big, they wanted to find an athletic big, someone who could keep up with the speed, and Emily Potter's that.
Yeah, look, and it'll take her a little while to get accustomed to this league and to play that pace. She's a classic centre, and hard for him to replace the likes of Scherf that fitted the system so well. Coach Petrick talked about Scherf as a point centre.
Yeah. Russell, shot clock down to 3. Not quite for Mercedes. Been forced into some difficult shots, hasn't she? Maley, McDonald, good child puts one up. Not dropping for Perth like they were in the opening term. Rochi. Russell. Now Potch. Nardio. Southside starting to get rolling.
She's adding that to her toolkit, getting more comfortable from the 3-point line. Potch in her second year in the leagues.
Margin back to 12.
Potch there we see, that 3-point shot. She's added that to her toolkit, getting more confident. Teams play her for athleticism, give her a bit of space. You've got to be able to hit that 3.
Big 3 there from Nadia Potch. Margin back to 12 points. Just something here for Cheryl Chambers to work on.
Yeah, absolutely. She implored her team at that quarter-time break. She needed defence. 32 points, way too much. She'll be happy with that. 12 points feels like nothing.
Deep in the post. Maley go instead of down screen at the foul line. So it turns into the screener. If you can blaze away, go for it. Ideally, it's a home run for Potter or it's for the wing. Worst case, mid pick and roll it. Hey, keep running wide. Nothing changes. We're all good. We're all good.
Keep running wide, the message from Ryan Petrick. Because graphic, that just drags players to the outside and creates a lane up the middle for the likes of Potter.
Yeah, absolutely. It allows their big to run to the point of the rim. It allows the guards, if they've got the ball in their hands, to put the ball on the deck. But he wants space. You know, we talk about space and pace. Space and pace.
There's McDonald. Against Dickey, now Potch, the switch. Potter sets the screen. Now inside to Potter's got the mismatch on Mitchell. Draws the foul.
Again, well executed. The coach will be happy with that. He talked about it. He wants some staggered screen action into pick the picker. He forced the mismatch. They got a switch. Rochi on Potter. Exactly what the coach ordered.
Candy was in the Flyers huddle.
Yeah, Coach Chambers a little happier with the defence than she was at quarter time. But just like you said, that they really need a bit more help, she said, on those mismatches. And she said if we can just rebound a bit more, we might be able to keep chipping away.
Margin sits at 15.
Again, that extended pressure, chewing time off clock.
That was the quarter time margin. Rochi drives, intercepted by Goodchild. She's got Cole on skates, having to backtrack, and Mila finishes again. 9 points for Mila Goodchild.
Tough finish for her. She's been a nice addition for them, certainly in this game.
So Potter 12, Goodchild 9, McDonald 7, and Atwell 6. They're really sharing the load and scoring by committee. Cole to Dickey. She gets to a position she likes, tries to put it in off the glass. Potch comes crashing through. Can she control it on the deck? She can. Well done, Nadio. Rochi hits the ground hard. Collision with Goodchild opens the door for Atwell. Solid contact between Goodchild and Rochi.
Yeah, big hit. May need a little concussion testing here. Right on the chops. She's tough. Maddie Rochi gets up straight away, but that's a massive hit.
She's hard as nails. Maddie Rochi. This timeout brought to you by Cygnett, Australia's #1 digital accessories brand. Cygnett continues to power the WNBL, Australian-owned and designed, available at JB Hi-Fi, Officeworks and other leading retailers. Cygnett.com. Let's head into the Flyers huddle.
Dallas, come in here for... Both sides, and Carell in the middle. Okay, you guys can switch, you can switch, okay? But you're going to ice and Carell here. Offensively, we're going to go circle again. Got us a layup. Let's go. Southside.
Coach Chambers there looking at, adjusting their ball screen defence. They're going to look at different things on the sideline. They're going to switch with certain opponents, see if that can unsettle the Perth Lynx a little bit. She's called for the same set.
A couple of changes to the lineup. Clara Wisher into the game and Dallas Lockridge as well. Candy was with the Lynx.
I sure was, and their plan is to really play a lot of D to try and disrupt the other flow as they go along. I have to be honest, guys, it's impossible to hear you right now or to hear what was happening in that timeout because it is an amazing crowd in here tonight. The Flyers clearly missed having their home court advantage.
Wisher off the glass. Not quite for Clara. Here comes Maley. Aggressive ball. Goodchild did well. McDonald. Quite. Would have been spectacular. Potter through the hands of Maley.
Coach Chambers opting to go with the, match the Perth Lynx and play a little smaller, not going with the too big. She's going smaller lines to see if they can stem that flow defensively.
It's a margin of game high 19 points. Been a good response from Perth. Southside felt like they were starting to get their feet underneath them early in the term. Russell, Wisher in some space. Instead she goes to Rochi, who bounces off McDonald. Clara still wide open and makes them pay.
Inside, outside, wide open. That's a big bucket off the bench.
McDonald against Poch.
And that's a bigger bucket to match.
Straight down the other end for the and one.
Yeah, that's why their style, and coach does a great job to just implore them to stick with what their plan is. Go, do what we do and do it well. Do it every time. Get out and run, get to the rim, get wide, get open threes.
Mario Poch, one of the most athletic defenders in the competition. When Mary McDonald hits you at full speed, she is near impossible to stop. Rochi to Poch.
And one way to take the crowd out of it is to score straight back. 2 or 3 seconds.
Now to Lockridge against McDonald, looking for an option. Poch against Goodchild. Nadia will have to take the shot herself. Gets to position, off the glass, a little heavy. Desperate scramble. Clinch Hoycard comes away with it. Here's Goodchild. She'll set up for another three. Not quite. Gets her own rebound. To Potter.
Coach Chambers won't be happy with the lack of blocking out from the Southside Flyers.
Donald to Potter, who just sets up and drops another two.
Won't be happy with that either. Potter's getting what she wants. Inside pivot, shoot it, go left, shoot a little step back.
Up to 14 points on 5 of 7 shooting, Emily Potter. Wisher looking to add a different dimension, steps through, now to Poch. Russell, Rochi for three. And here's Wisher again. Keeps it alive for Southside. They step off Rochi. She can't get it to drop. Wisher again involved this time. It's jarred free. Maley has got Clinch Hoycard or Goodchild. Inside to Potter. Well done, Russell. Knocks it clear. Poch. Rochi looks to the outside. Lockridge or over the top to Russell. Pulls it in just in time. Now gets to work on Potter. And one.
Wow, tough. She loves to go to that left shoulder, Russell. Couple of back down dribbles and then goes over that left shoulder for a nice hook. Executes that one over Potter. Much needed basket for the Southside Flyers.
And they get Mercedes Russell up and going. 6 points so far in the game. Averaging 18, 11 rebounds a game.
Southside to go back to the interior. They're not having much luck from the three-point line.
Bit of blood there on Annalee Maley. Should be sent to the bench to tidy that up.
2 of 7 for 28%. Southside Flyers from the three-point line.
Timeout called. Margin sits 19. 4 minutes to play in the opening half. Ryan Petrick, you're pretty content right now with what he's seen from his team.
Just managing minutes, I would suggest here. Less of a technical timeout rather than give his team a rest. And then come out and burst another 4 minutes in their style.
Anytime, if in doubt now, dribble penetration and kick game. They're in foul trouble. I would like to, and again, still want to launch threes, but early clock, it's got to be a wide open gimme, or it's put the ball on the floor. Especially now playing more of a 5-out lineup, dribble push, see if you can get a layup. If not, spray it and play. Offensively, on a make, flat 5 with Mac. We're good? Let's go.
Meanwhile, Candies with the Flyers.
Coach Chambers saying just normal 2-3 zone, but we've got to get that ball in the hands of our shooters. So let's see if they can do it.
4 minutes to play in the second term. Can Southside eat into this deficit a little? Will Perth keep careering along at this breakneck speed? 32 points in the opening quarter, 14 in the second. It's been 14-10 in favour of the Lynx. So their 15-point quarter time advantage now out to 19 as Mercedes Russell heads to the line.
On track for 100 at this pace.
Russell up to 7 points. She get rolling. McDonald been happy to facilitate. She's got 10 points on 4 of 6 shooting. Well done, Rochi puts pressure on, and there's the over and back. McDonald saying, hey, it came off Rochi. She was the last touch.
Not happy with that call. Good pressure from the Southside Flyers guards.
Here's another look, Graffy.
Good call, referee.
McDonald definitely gathering it inside her half of the court and taking it over. Can they capitalise now? Jackson against Maley. That's what they need from LJ.
That's it. On the low block, we see her on that block. She likes to take a couple of dribbles in, get over that left shoulder. The other block, she likes a little turnaround jump shot.
Going to need to score at a serious clip, Southside, so they need a couple of weapons to get open. Atwell at the other end misses. Russell an important board, and away comes Rochi. Can they find a couple of clear avenues? Maybe it's Russell and Jackson. Lockridge. Rochi. Wisher stands in the corner. Russell back to Rochi. Maddie puts it up. It's short. Away comes Maley. Eyes up looking for an option. Will she take Jackson on? Puts it on the floor. And LJ wins that one.
Has kept her space. Forced Maley to shoot over the top of her.
Lockridge drove towards the basket for Rochi. Now comes back to receive from Russell. Through some traffic. Lockridge loses the handle.
Messi, they need a good offensive set then. Southside flies.
Donald versus Lockridge. Flings it back. Opportunity for Wisher. Couldn't quite cut it off. Clean Troy card. Atwell. Short again for Amy. And Russell to Rochi. So Amy Atwell yet to find her range. 0 for 4 from distance.
Russell cleaning up the defensive glass for Southside.
Here is Russell versus Clint Troy card. She draws the foul. They've been pulling the trigger from long range. They're 2 for 7 from distance, Southside. Graphies that feel like their offense is looking most dangerous when they can get it inside to Russell and Jackson.
To me, it is. When they've got those two, it's kind of, at the moment, they're going that way to try and get some offense, but what does it do for them at the defensive end? That's the trade-off. But I think that's what they're looking at here, particularly with certain lineups. You see Potter's not on the floor right now. They've got their two bigs. They've got to go to that.
And the conundrum, as you say, the defensive connotations of playing your bigs, but at the same time, they've got to score the points, Graphy. If they can't start pouring in points, it doesn't matter what Perth are doing at the other end.
And then with the size in there, we've seen, with that size, Jackson changing some shots, Russell coming up with a defensive glass. It's a little zone action here.
Perth's lead at 14. Clint Troy card's pass, cut off. Lockridge comes up with it. And then turns it over, well read by Goodchild.
Coach Chambers then opting for a bit of zone defense with the two bigs in.
Miller goes herself and she's into double figures, up to 11 points.
Wow, what a ball game for her so far.
14 for Potter, 11 for Goodchild, 10 for McDonald and 8 for Atwell. Jackson again into that move against Clint Hoycard. Not this time. McDonald slaps it free. And away comes Atwell to Airy. Deep three. Russell's got 9, Rochi 7 for Southside. Lockridge back out to Rochi. Sets her feet. Can't get it to drop. McDonald will take Jackson on. It's heavy.
Jackson doing some big work there in the lane, changing shots.
Closing in on the final minute of the half. Margin sits at 16. Rochi to Wisher. Lockridge to the corner. Here's Jackson. Makes it. LJ up to 6 points.
Can't get it from the low post. I'll go to the high post. Big defensive stop required now.
Atwell, so smart. Was into her shot, spotted Potter and adjusted accordingly.
Yeah, great. Slow to fast play. Really sold that she was going to shoot that thing. Suckered Jackson out. Created the gap for Potter to cut to.
Watching to Lockridge to Jackson. Wisher, baseline. Short. Potter, well done Lockridge. Couldn't quite. McDonald still controls it. 5-second differential between shot and game clock here for the Lynx. Lockridge with the difficult job here of guarding McDonald. Will they try to isolate her up the middle? There's plenty of room for Airy to work in. Potter. Well done Wisher, but in the process, fouled.
Yep, you always knew there was going to be a ball screen happen there. Create some chaos. Just does a great job with her speed and then a change of direction. Really took Rochi out of the play then. Lockridge, took it out and made her back away and not foul.
So the Lynx on track for the ton this evening. They sit at 50 points. With 8 seconds to play in the opening half, McDonald up to 11.
McDonald set, no to McDonald's.
We'll see extended pressure after this free throw if it's made.
To Rochi, well done, clinch Hoykart, time for one more, good child. What a first half Miela's had. Wow. 13 points in the half for Miela Goodchild. She's been averaging 7 points a game this season. And that has been a really super impressive offensive performance from the Lynx. But defensively as well, they've held the Flyers to 34 points.
Yeah, that they have. And it's through their change-up of defences. We're seeing extended man, extended zone, switching at the other end, changing up their ball screen defence. So that they've unsettled the Southside Flyers by junking up their defence, giving them constant looks.
And silenced the crowd at halftime at SBC. It is Perth 54, Southside 34. The visitors on the road for the first time this season with an explosive first half of basketball. Potter with 16 points on 6-9 shooting, and here she is with Candy.
And it's definitely done by committee. That was an incredible first half. Are you thrilled with that?
Yeah, I don't think we can be much happier than that. I think that was like textbook how we want to play Perth basketball.
And you were able to limit them just to 34 points. Obviously, we know it's no secret that your secret sauce is pace. What else have you been seeing out there to keep them to that 34?
Yeah, I think we're just being aggressive, trying to be, dictating our pace, obviously. And when we play great on defense and get steals and are aggressive, that aids to our offense. So everything's clicking right now.
Exceptional first half. Well done. Congratulations. Keep going.
Thank you so much.
A double-double to halftime for Emily Potter. Her side leads by 20. It's halftime at the State Basketball Centre. Coming up in our WNBL Wednesday halftime show. Thanks to your local Ford dealer. We head to the break with our top 5 plays from round 3. So they're 2 for 12 on 3-point plays. So they're jacking up a lot, but they're not making a lot. But they've still
for Poch. She's had the hot hand in the last couple of minutes. How is this girl 19 years old?
Well, growing up playing basketball, I played in the park with my two older brothers. It was really competitive for a really competitive family.
Out to Poch, and she drains it. 3-on-2 situation. Poch will go herself.
Coming off being a rookie is really nerve-wracking and a bit scary, but being at the Flyers, I was really looked after and helped me get ready for upcoming things. I went with the Opals to China. I'd never been to China before. The atmosphere was great. People around there were amazing. Getting to represent the Opals, being there and playing and knowing the professionalism in that was really cool.
Poch on the break.
Yes.
In the basketball side, it would be Kevin Durant or Brianna Stewart, because when I look at them, they're really long and lanky, where I kind of picture myself as well.
Here's Stewart, likes the angle. Stewart reverses it in.
Wow, I can kind of put that into my game as well. Last year, we were nearly getting a championship, so developing my game and getting confidence into going back there and playing, that's one of them up there. And I'm also young as well. I really don't have anything to lose, so just go out there and have fun.
Nadia Poch, still just 19 years of age, Graffy, playing game number 30 tonight in her WNBL career. What's the next step for her and Cheryl Chambers as they piece her game together?
Yeah, look, I think it's not just relying on a length. When you go to the next level, whether that's with the Opals or in the WNBA, everyone's long and quick. So it's, can she explore her defensive efforts? Can she make sure she's a great three-point shooter?
20-point margin for the Lynx at half-time, and they haven't done it on the back of their three-point shooting. They've taken plenty, but they're only 2 of 12, Graffy. So explain to me how they're 54 points.
Yeah, look, it's a tough one. They've got to keep going back. They spread the floor, so now they spread the floor with their three-point shooting, but they then give that up and put the ball on the floor. Plus they've had that sort of stuff. Inside putbacks, they've got 30 points in the paint, and that's not from post play. That's from penetration, finish, kick out to the three-point line, come back in.
Dominated the glass, rebounds 28-17, 22 rebounds to Potter and Maley alone. Potter's got 10, Maley's got 12. They have been devastating on the glass.
They have, and against a team that you'd say should be winning the rebound contest with the size of, Jackson, Russell, Ernst, that, they've missed blockouts at times, and that's really hurt them.
What's Cheryl Chambers saying to her troops right now?
I think what we heard at halftime, they've got to be able to defend. The Lynx are shooting 62% from the floor. That's because they're getting dribble penetration, then they can move the ball. So they've got to be defensive focused, rebound focused to turn the game around.
Emily Potter, the Canadian national, what a performance from her. They brought her in as a genuine centre in this team. They needed a 5 that was big enough to play alongside Maley in the 4 as an undersized 4, but still athletic enough to be able to play this style of basketball. Geez, they found a good one here, Graffy.
Yeah, they have. And they also needed a true centre that can defend the other bigs in the league. We've seen her defend really well against Mercedes Russell tonight. We see her there go left, little pull-up, Jay. And we're not talking about shabby size. She's making shots against seriously big people. Then the Perth Lynx ability to force mismatches, get her down low where she can execute. We see her just open up. Mercedes Russell, hand down, thank you very much. I'll hit that little mid-range too. And gets on the rim. She's so good at finding that spot.
Yeah, she's been outstanding. 16 and 10 in the first half, a double-double in the opening half of basketball for Emily Potter. Well, there's so much exciting young talent in Australian basketball, like Nadia Poch. And out there tonight, the lady whose job it is to mould it all into an international force is Sandy Brondello, the Opals coach. Here she is with Candy.
We are so lucky to have the wonderful Sandy Brondello here with us, straight off a plane as well, Sandy. And I know doing a little bit of scouting ahead of the FIBA qualifiers. Tell us what you're seeing tonight.
Yeah, well, obviously Perth are playing great basketball. I think I really like their style. They're putting a lot of pressure on the Flyers, but, there's another half to play, and let's see what the Flyers can do.
Anyone you've got your eye on specially?
Looking at all the Opals players, squad members, we've got big decisions to make. We don't have much preparation time leading into our qualifiers in Brazil, so, just getting some eyes on it and observing our opponents as well, so we know what we need once we get to Brazil, so we do qualify for Paris.
And congratulations as well, of course, coaching in the finals in the WNBA. How incredible is it to see how many record number of WNBL players are in the WNBA, and then the quality of the WNBA players we get here as well?
Yeah, no, look, I think this league's going to get better and better. I think a lot of the WNBA players, it's a condensed season here. It doesn't conflict with the WNBA, so you've got some great talented players. I mean, McDonald, you see what she's doing here. You've got Jordan Canada. I mean, every team has great imports, and that's just going to continue to rise the standard of this league.
And of course, we've got LJ back on court again, looking as fit as ever. Are you liking what you're seeing with that?
Yeah, look, she looks great. She's still going to need a little time to get a rhythm. She's been out for a while, but it's the best she's been in. Her shape, the body looks great. You know, she's going to get better the more miles she can get under her legs right now.
Well, Sandy, we're so happy to have you back in Australia. Good luck with the rest of your scouting while you're here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks to Sandy Brondello. It is half-time at SBC on ESPN's WNBL Wednesday, brought to you by your local Ford dealer. It's the Lynx by 20 points over Southside. Third quarter action next.
It's competition phase. Jenga. It's team Lockie and Coley versus
Frankie and Maddie.
Let's give him a handshake. Good luck.
They're going to drop
He's
it.
going for the same as me.
Oh, what? Frankie,
Yes.
what's your favourite Ford car?
The gold one.
The gold one. Ooh. Wait, test it. Oh, nice.
What's your favourite thing about basketball?
Every team, there's something special about it, and those friendships last forever. Oh. Show us your shooting form.
Team.
Oh.
Oh,
Do it.
Windy.
Hey, you're a pro.
In the middle.
Oh.
Our thanks to Ford, great supporters of WNBL Wednesdays on ESPN and of Aussie basketball in general. If you've got youngsters aged 5 to 10, log on and register for Ford Aussie Hoops. They'll be glad you did. The Flyers with a mountain of work to do in this second half. They trail by 20. Graffy, where do they start?
Rebounding end, and it's got to be about that. Some defensive adjustments and boards. They've got to do the hard work stuff, the possession plays, just to stem this flow.
Jackson, there's the early start.
That's what they started the game with, and that's what they started right now. That'll help the scoreboard tick over, but they've got to stem the flow at this end.
McDonald to Atwell, slight slip from Potch. Maley, McDonald inside. Potter, nice feed through to Maley, doesn't go. Rochi against McDonald, just weaves through traffic. Jackson thought about the three momentarily. He's 1 for 14 this season from long range. The inside ball from Rochi. Well done, Potter. Keeps it alive. McDonald, Atwell can go herself. Great follow-up from Maley.
Well, that's what happens when they run and run and run, and then the persistence of Maley. You know, you've got to say, like, she's not in great offensive form for them, but her job is on the glass, and that's what she does then. She racks up points by the way she gets to the boards.
Good effort play there from Anna Lee. Cole against Goodchild. Out to Jackson. In and out. Well done, Russell. Works on Potter. Jackson under the hoop.
Muscled her way in then. Gone with it back to that two bigs in the lineup. Forced a mismatch with Maley on one of those bigs.
Goodchild straight into Jackson. Good D. Atwell from long range. Southside trying to generate a bit of energy here. Now Rochi will hold it up. Jackson again. Out to Potch. She gets something going.
She certainly did. Can they chip away at this thing? It's back to 15.
Carved 5 points off the deficit in 2 minutes. McDonald through the hands of Maley. Potch comes up with it.
They've gone some zone defense then.
Good start here for the Flyers.
Keep the two bigs on the floor together.
Rochi to Russell. One-on-one against Potter, who had the honours in the first half. Cole. Russell. Southside starting to get something moving here.
They are. Coach Chambers has gone with, you know, let's go some zone action. See if they can stem the flow.
Perth have managed to shut the door a couple of times when Southside threatened to close. Can they do it again here? Potter from the baseline. Space to work in.
Yeah, that got to the short corner, knew that was going to stretch out that zone defense. Nice little free throw type shot for her.
Emily up to 18. Cole. Jackson to Russell.
Old school, high-low.
Well, they scored 34 points in the first half. They've scored 11 in the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, and they've got again, we see them sit back in this 2-3 zone. We'll see if the Perth Lynx look at the same action.
Goodchild. Maley. Atwell. Working on Russell. Goodchild.
Unlucky.
Whistle against Southside as Rochi hits the floor.
Great defender of that action is Maddie Rochi. One of the top few in the league at absorbing charge fouls. Didn't quite get the call this time.
So Potch on 3 fouls, 2 apiece for Cole, Rochi and Jackson.
Coach Chambers has clearly looked at the stat sheet and gone, they're not hurting us from the 3-point line. It's their dribble penetration and their fast break. Can we slow that, stem the flow by packing in a zone here as Potter goes to work against Jackson.
LJ having an impact early in this third term at both ends of the floor. Cole, well done. McDonald, quick hands, just whisked it away. Now to the corner. Goodchild. Bang.
Wow. She's having, I'm going to say, this is a big call. This is her WNBL game of her career to date.
Up to 13 points. Career average of 6 points a game.
Russell wheels and deals inside against the undersized Maley. Again, we see the zone, 2-3 zone from Southside Flyers.
Atwell inside, Maley, McDonald. Goodchild stood waiting in the corner. Anna Lee from long range. Goes herself.
Wow, nice hesitation then, just pulled up the defence.
Points starting to flow for the Flyers. They've slashed the margin to 12. So 20 points at the half, and they've come out after the break and scored 15 points to 7.
All about that zone defence, certainly stemmed the flow, and then they went inside to the mismatches. They knew there was a mismatch with one of the bigs. They went inside to Russell, went inside to Jackson. And that zone defence has helped.
Make a run at some point, it's all good. Defensively right now, I want to be in a 2. Again, guards stand out, deal with the three-point line. Potter's going to deal with the inside again. If we're not going to get split, those two forwards have got to come out a little bit offensively against that zone when they start in zone at least. Again, can I get a dribble? Not quite sure what they're in. Start in a dribble entry. Get to a wing, shallow cover, play from there. Just getting the card above your head every time. Dribble entry, take a match up a little bit, then we can find Husky. Let's go. We're good, we're good.
WNBL Wednesday on your home of Hoops ESPN, thanks to Ford. The Flyers have come out after half-time and scored 15 points to 7 to reduce their deficit from 20 to 12. Ryan Petrick sitting his team down and just gathering their thoughts.
Yeah, look, staying positive. We might see a change in defence for them. He called it 2. That may well be a zone for them. He talked about how he wants to attack the zone here. Started with a dribble entry, as we saw then.
Good child, having the night of her career. Played more minutes in this game than any other player. For Mila at this stage of her career, it's about opportunity, and she's taking her chances tonight. Rochi ran into traffic. Out to Ernst. Can she get going? The veteran. Receives now from Cole. Works on Clinch Hoycard. Dickey. Russell. Shot clock single digits. Double teamed in the corner. Flings it out. Well done. Great pressure from the Lynx. And Mila Goodchild gets on the end of it.
Yeah, they've gone. 2 perhaps was their double team, the post play. So we saw then aggressive double team on Russell when the ball went down to her. Forced a turnover. Goodchild in the action again.
Goodchild and Potter now on 18. Cole from the corner. Nice work from Ernst.
Yeah, the size there again, getting to the O-glass with those 2 bigs.
Carly on the score sheet.
Southside maintaining this zone defence. It's working for them.
Forster. Almost the travel. Clinch Hoycard. That hurts.
That's what you need against the zone, to break it open, get that 3 ball, see if they can get another 1 or 2 rolling. That'll relieve some pressure.
Good composure from the Lynx off the back of the timeout. Steadied things down. Clinch Hoycard knocks that one out of bounds. Good composure here from Perth.
Yeah, absolutely. And just been so impressive defensively, shaking the ball loose, junking up, changing up their defenses constantly, making it tough for Southside to get into a rhythm offensively.
Mitchell to Dickey. Inside to Ernst. Back outside to Leilani. Now to Carly. Well done, Dickey, keeps it alive. And the finish.
Wow, great poise. I mean, took an and 1 and 2. Everyone relaxed. She gets a putback. Massive rebound for them.
Forster. Clinch Hoycard inside. Potter misses the first, misses the second, and Russell tidies up the third.
Wow, they needed that one. Well executed offense. Potter just couldn't buy the finish.
Flyers will be just looking to get close enough to make a run in the final term. Lynx will be looking to stretch this lead back out. Ernst chews through another 2. It's back to 11.
Attack that zone through the elbow. Ernst, smart play.
Big 3.5 minutes to come in this term. McDonald. Clinch Hoycard, there's the inside play. Potter doesn't go herself. Back out to Atwell. Now Mack. Desmond Dickey comes away with it.
Battle of the zones right now. Both teams looking to attack through that high post. There's Ernst
has made a career out of it. Carly Ernst gets it back to 8. They haven't been this close for quite a while.
And haven't looked like it until this third quarter. Zone defense changing it all for the Southside Flyers.
34 points in the first half, 24 so far in this third term. and momentum at the moment in blue. What a remarkable shift in this game. And we're going to learn a bit about Perth. Potch. Ernst.
Foul called. Max on clinch white card.
And for the first time tonight, the heat is really on the Perth Lynx.
It absolutely is. The size now of Southside Flyers coming to the fore, attacking through the high post against this zone. At the other end, the zone defence has allowed them to stem the flow, come up with defensive boards, and not allowed that penetration that was hurt them so much in the first half, as did the fast break.
Up to 8 points, Carly Ernst. I don't think she scored in the first half.
I don't think she saw many minutes in the first half, did she?
She's come into the game and had a huge impact. Incredibly, it's a 6-point game. It was 20 at the half. McDonald, Forster, Atwell. Suddenly it's Perth needing a basket. Maley, nice work inside. Clinch card.
Well executed. Flash to the high post. Look for the little high-low. Testing who's going to defend that high post. Is it a guard? Does the centre player come up?
Margin back out to 8. Important bucket there for Perth. Ernst, Mitchell. Well done, Maley.
Wide open three. Mitchell can't buy it.
Clinch card against Jackson. Will take her on. Good work, Maley. Wrestling under the basket. It's ripped free. Picked up by Atwell. She's harassed.
Annalee Maley, 1 against 5, comes up with the ball. Phenomenal.
Huge shift in energy in this third term. Maley wrestling. Ball comes free. Atwell harassed by Mitchell and Ernst.
Lucky they spent time in the weight room for Maley and Atwell then. Their arms nearly got ripped off.
Maley, good child. Atwell. Gets it back from Maley. Into the lane. Shot clock violation.
Coach James will be happy with that. Again, that zone defence so helpful for them.
8-point game, 96 seconds left in the third. The door's open again for Southside. Mitchell, huge play to Potch!
There's a way to break a press, straight over the top. Potch on the rim.
6-point game. Forster, good child's been outstanding. Runs into Jackson, nowhere to go. Back to Maley. Forster being harassed by Dickey and travels in the process.
Yeah, again, the pressure of this zone defence. Often you consider zones as, they're saggy, they clog it up, they're passive, but it's applied pressure to the Perth Lynx because it's taken away what was working for them.
14 points in the third term for Perth after 54 in the opening half. Ernst, Potch, back to Carly. Not this time, still there. Dickey comes up with it. Off hands, Potch keeps it alive. Effort plays here, Jackson. And away comes Goodchild. Maley will get out into space. Goes there now. Annalee, Atwell for a three. Not quite. And Jackson hangs on. 9-second differential between shot and game clock. Important set here for Southside. They trail by 6. Sizzling pass. Mitchell, not sure it was intended for Ernst, but she'll take it.
With that length, she'll snatch that, put it on the deck and finish. Massive play. Can they get a stop with this 2-3 zone again?
Atwell, Forster, Goodchild, Maley, Mealer. Oh, yes!
Rattles it in.
Massive basket from Mealer, Goodchild. Time for one more. Mitchell, Dickey. What a quarter of basketball. Did she get it off? She wants it. Don't think it's going to count, is it?
Don't think so. They've just been...
Here's another look. Oh, wow, that's close.
Yeah. From this angle, it looked like she got away.
It's waved away. You can see the ref at the bottom of the screen. And Jasmine Dickey pleads her case.
That'll be interesting if this one goes right down to the wire.
What a game this has suddenly come to life. ESPN's WNBL Wednesday. The Flyers are coming and coming hard. 7-point game with 1 to play.
Okay, so we got that out of our system. Let's start again. Hey, all good with things fixed. 1 in Husky. I need the high-low punch layup. We're getting that catch fairly often. That second big is here or there. That's why the guard can't find anything, because the high-low game is no threat. If they're looking for that, then why are the forwards pinching in? If that big can get their head on the rim, now they've got to get back. Now, the guard who got below foul line is naked. But if the bigs can't do their job, the guards haven't got a choice either. I've got to find the high-low game. Either they guard it and we get a 3, or they don't guard it and we get a layup. The few times we got the high-low game there, we got whatever we wanted. Defensively, part of it is like X and O adjustments. So I want to play alternate. We're going to play man on a miss. We're going to play zone on a make. Okay? Now, the zone. 3-quarter court, poke and pick up disguise. One of you two, let's go with you, regardless. You come back. Again, fan out, fake man, go zone. But we're playing alternate. We'll help with the play call as well, but it's fairly loud. So you guys are calling 1s and 2s. We're starting in 1 right now. 1. So that's that. The pick and rolls, I want to go blue. Any pick and roll in man, we're in blue. Good? Play.
$30 points to 17 in the third term for Southside. Should it have been 32, Graffy?
I think so. I think she just got it off, but tough call. I mean...
Bang, bang play, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And at 3-quarter time, it is a 7-point margin. Lynx 71, Flyers 64. Candy was in the Southside huddle.
Understandably, guys, it was a major energy shift, a lot more positive this quarter. They did say to make sure they continue looking after the ball and really to slow down because they believe that is their advantage in this game.
Watch. Wide open, Rochi. Wide open.
Wow, they needed that. They haven't hit much from the three-point line. Big opening bucket of this fourth quarter.
5 for 17 now from range for Southside. Margin to 4. Maley, good child. Jackson.
Another zone again from Southside. Stick to what's working. Forcing perimeter shots. Clogged in Keyway for rebound opportunities. They really collapsed in on that high post catch.
Rochi to Ernst. Works on Maley. Flop call.
Wow. Ernst's reaction to me said she thought it was a charge. She copped it with the elbow. Oh, yeah, soft elbow to the chest. I think that's a charge. Her reaction said charge. They've called Maley for a flop. I think that's a little unlucky.
Annalie Maley sitting on 3 fouls. Atwell's got a couple, and so does Clinch Hoycard. While Potch has got 3 for the Flyers. Annalie just wanting some clarification from the refs.
Maybe we'll say that one's for the bucket that was wiped away at the end of the quarter. That's the leveller.
Margin at 3. It's a 1-possession game.
Who would have thought? 20 down.
Lynx led by as much as 21 points. Rochi to Jackson. Now Cole. Inside to Ernst.
Great feed, great cut, well executed.
McDonald. Good child back to Airy. Atwell sets up in the corner. Pressure from Rochi. Good child. Looking for some space. Was looking for Atwell, who steals it away from Cole, but Jackson there to tidy it up. And a chance here for Southside to hit the front. They trail by 21 points, 20 at the half. Knocked away by Potter, And it'll be a Perth ball.
Wow. Pressure Potter. Referee deemed that it hit Potter's hand, then Jackson's. We saw the intensity really go through the roof then with Southside Flyers. Zone defence, they upped the ante.
Said at the start of the night, it felt like it was going to be a revealing game. It certainly has been. Graffy, we've still got a lot to learn in this last 8.5 minutes. How can Perth respond here? They were supreme in the first half, as was that pass from McDonald.
Wow, put that on the highlight reel. Plays of the week. Wow, look away through traffic to the wide open Potter.
Watching the Cole. Jackson receives. And he thought about the three. Steps inside, shot clock to 6. Cole to tie it up.
Massive three-pointer, Bet Cole. They couldn't hit the broadside of a barn in the first half from the three-point line. Southside Flyers, they're feeling it right now.
Now we're going to learn a lot about Perth here. Their composure. Could not have been more impressive in the first half. Now they're being challenged. Can McDonald get busy again? She does there.
Wow, they need her stepping up. Tougher for her against the zone. You know, there hasn't been any opportunity to run her off ball screens against the zone. Here she just cuts through. Nice through the bigs.
McDonald and Potter in the first half, unstoppable. Goodchild as well. Airy just gone out of the game a little in the third term.
Yeah, and credit to the Southside zone. That's what happens. You know, she can't get in ball screen action. They're looking to attack through the high post. We've seen the change-up defences, Perth Lynx.
Foul on the bench. Is that what we're talking about here? Cheryl Chambers. Yes, sir.
Big call. Someone clearly, the referees have heard something on the bench. It's a massive call at this point in the game.
So a tech foul from the bench.
That'll be attributed to Coach Chambers, I think. Not that it was necessarily her.
Yep,
that's who to land with.
So margin out to 3.
Coach Chambers speaking nicely to the referee, perhaps asking what that was for.
So one shot and possession for Perth. Chance to get their feet back underneath them again. They lead by 3. Goodchild, nice pass to the corner for Atwell. Great response from the Lynx.
Super, great ball movement. Goodchild gave that one up, little pump fake. Flicked that pass out to Atwell, who hasn't been feeling it from the three-point line, but comes up big when they need it.
Just like that, it's a 6-point game. And a Perth ball. Goodchild to McDonald. Pot shuts her down. Atwell's open. Potter underneath. Foul on Ernst.
Hand up straight away. Owned that one. Cheryl Chambers won't be unhappy about that foul. You know, if Potter gets that, it's probably a clean putback and a guaranteed 2. Ernst foul, halts the momentum, force them base out of bounds.
Carly's first foul of the evening. So margin at 6. McDonald gets it back from Potter. Off the hands of Atwell. Southside ball. So the Flyers trail by 21. Tied things up. And then the Lynx off the back of that play, and then the tech foul got it back out to 6 points with just over 7 minutes to play.
Yeah, and they got out of jail in that last play.
Mitchell needs to get into the front court. She does. Russell, Mitchell, Ernst to the corner. Cole, nice.
Big. Again, the extended pressure by Perth Lynx, changing up their defence constantly. Southside Flyers find Beck Cole in the short corner.
Maylee to McDonald.
Again, this stifling 2-3 zone defence of the Southside Flyers.
Atwell looks to step through traffic, turns it over in the process. Potch loses the handle. McDonald. Atwell now against Ernst. Maylee will drive and score.
Tough finish. Little pump fake over the size of Ernst as we see Potch straight back at you on the rim.
Well done, Annalee Maylee. What a play. Scores at one end, sprints the floor, creates the offensive foul at the other. Absolutely brilliant from the MVP.
Yeah, massive play, and this is all about effort. Look at her. Gets her feet set outside the charge circle against a, I'm going to say, pretty quick and athletic player that you got to chase down. Huge play, momentum swinging play, Annalee Maley.
6-point game. You could just hear the atmosphere at SBC. It was about to explode. The Flyers got level. The last couple of minutes from Perth have been really impressive.
Yeah, they have. They've hung around, come up with some big plays.
McDonald pressured by Mitchell. Potter versus Russell. Back to Airy.
Southside back to man-to-man.
Long shot from McDonald. Potch and Russell come up with it for Southside. Flyers are 2-2. The Lynx sit top of the table, 3-0. Russell, Cole, stops, props, it's short. Away comes Goodchild. Maley goes through, makes another big play.
Looked like a practice drill there in the way they executed that. Goodchild on the tempo push. Maley running hard. When you're persistent with your style and your running game, good things happen.
Such an all-round role player, Annalee Maley. 4 points tonight, but 14 rebounds. And the defensive things, the little things as we saw at the other end.
Yeah, the things that turn games. She comes up with momentum-changing plays, as you say earlier. The place was about to erupt. She comes up with a huge charge.
Gets it back out to 9 points.
Ices the free throws.
Can the Flyers rise again in this final term? All the energy and excitement of drawing level, couldn't get their noses in front. Now they've got to steel themselves and go again. Mitchell, Rochi, Russell, Jackson. Can't make that one. And Maley steps on the baseline, so it will remain a Flyers ball.
Good execution. LJ just couldn't get the turnaround to fall.
And Southside get it back on their terms the way they did in the third term and early in the fourth. Leilani's open. That'll help.
She can be quiet, but she comes up time and time again with big baskets in big games, in big moments.
First points of the night for Leilani Mitchell. Just her third shot. Goodchild. Maley has got clinch. Hoykard will go herself. Potter. Big call here. Southside ball.
Big hustle play.
The Flyers trying to drag themselves back into it for a second time. Inside 5 minutes. Dickey to Rochi. Russell. Dickey. Jackson draws the foul.
Go inside against that smaller lineup.
Big free throws here for Lauren Jackson. 76% career free throw shooter. 4 of 6 on the season so far.
Swish.
So LJ just one board away from a double-double tonight. Sits on 10 points and 9 rebounds.
We saw them open the game and go to her in the low block. Open out of half-time, went to her again, get her involved.
Emily Potter had 16 points and 10 rebounds to half-time. She's now got 18 and 11, so just 2 points and 1 rebound in the second half.
All about the zone defense.
Atwell, McDonald.
Maddie Rochi not happy with the call. Perhaps a little unlucky.
Here's another look.
Yeah, good call. Caught her on the hip, wasn't quite there. The zone's done a good job too of stemming the flow of this player that's been in such fine form, Aari McDonald.
Into the bonus, and McDonald's at the line. 12 points tonight on 4 of 8 shooting. 6 assists for Aari as well. Came into the game averaging 27 points. So tonight she's been more facilitator than scorer. And it's been Goodchild and Potter that have taken the scoring load.
Yeah, and certainly when they got that 20-point margin, it was all about everyone else. Clearly she was involved, come up with defensive plays, as you say, being the facilitator. But watch her step up now when they need baskets. That's what the great players do. They'll find a way for their team in the big moments. 5-point margin. Russell, Mitchell, back to Mercedes. Maddie Rocci looking for an option. Leilani from deep again, not this time. And away comes Mila Goodchild, as you said, having the game of her career, her young career. Game number 26 tonight for Mila Goodchild. McDonald tries to weave her way through traffic and is swatted away by Jasmine Dickey. Not in my house. Wow, what a well-timed block. You know, super quick versus pretty darn quick. Times it so well. Like, wait. See you later.
Aari McDonald, a big smile on her face. Inbound. Troy Card works with McDonald. Trying to pin her in the corner. Jasmine Dickey with the defensive task on this occasion. Likes to go left as McDonald sets up. Rocci could have been fouled. She receives from Russell. A little give over the top. Well done, Maley got a hand in. There's another one of those little Annalee Maley plays.
Massive defensive play. That was Russell on the rim.
McDonald at the other end. Foul called under the hoop.
On Russell.
Maley the beneficiary.
Southside players looking a little dismayed. Unsure of the call.
Second foul on Mercedes Russell. Potch has 4. Maddie Rocci and Lauren Jackson 3 apiece, while Maley has 3 and Clint Troy 3 for Perth. So not a lot of foul trouble on either team. Annalee Maley stepped up in this final term when her sides really needed her. She's in a double figures now, so she's got a double-double. 10 points, 15 boards.
Massive, and the defensive plays at critical moments that stop momentum. Like the one we just saw, it was Russell on the rim for a guaranteed 2. Maley's hands, deflection, change all that.
So the different plays at different times of the game step up for them tonight, Perth. They lead it by 7.
Again, this extended pressure's been good for them.
Mitchell flirted with the half court.
Back into their 2-3 zone. After a little 1-2-2 extended press.
Of important sets here for Southside. Need to come up with points to stay close to make that late run, and Dickey adds 2.
Great poise, great ball movement, just read the gaps.
McDonald and Mitchell. Potter on the inside against Jackson. Works on LJ, loses the handle. Russell gets a hand in, and it's a Southside ball.
Potter pleading with the referee.
Cole, Dickey, back to Beck. Leilani, Jackson, inside. Russell, nicely worked.
Signature move from LJ to Russell. Russell with that beautiful little hook.
1 possession game, 2.5 to play. Composure critical. Cole got a hand in, gets through to Potter. Everyone stops and Emily lays it in.
Great persistence, Potter just stayed on it. Physical battle between Jackson and Potter down low. Potter got the better of that one.
Southside can't afford to go bucket for bucket. Cole back from Russell. Scrap from Dickey allows Mitchell to swoop in and keep it alive. They need the composure. Jackson blows the roof off.
Wow. Possession play by the guards. LJ the GOAT. One of her favourite spots. Top of the key 3. 2-point ball game.
2 for 17 for the season now for Jackson from 3-point range. What a time to make it. Atwell, Goodchild against Mitchell. Inside to Maley was a beautiful pass, couldn't finish. And the Flyers a chance to tie it up or hit the front. They led by 5 early, but since then it's been all Lynx. Perth led by as much as 21 late in the second. Cole to Russell against Maley. Spins, goes left, and ties it up.
Shakes, bakes, goes middle against the undersized Maley. Massive play, Mercedes Russell.
McDonald. Mitchell came across in help. That leaves Maley open and she punishes. Anna Lee putting on a fourth quarter masterclass.
Wow. Gets schooled, I won't say schooled, gets beaten and then just sets her feet, stroke it, swish. Clutch time, Maley.
She's up to 14 points.
Massive play.
What a response. And once again, the Lynx have the answer. This timeout brought to you by Ford Aussie Hoops, the perfect introduction to the world of basketball for kids aged 5 to 10 years. Basketball Australia launching the Ford Aussie Hoops Award for 2023. To find out more, visit aussiehoops.basketball to register. So final minute, out of respect for the coaches, we don't go inside the huddles. So Graffy read their mind. Let's start with Ryan Petrick.
Look, he knows they're going to stay with zone. I can't see Southside Flays coming out of this zone. It's worked for them. They don't want to get it back into a situation where McDonald gets in a ball screen. He'll be working now. How are they going to play against this zone? Perhaps a high post catch. He talked about that earlier. Can they get it high, look high, low, or spit it back out for the three? Southside Flyers have got to do something about Annalee Maley. You know, I mean, she's turned this thing, getting on the glass, hitting big shots. They've got to really key in on her. Go back inside for Southside. That's helped them. Can they look at their high-low at the other end? Expect a change up of defence from Perth. We've seen that. They've gone man, they've gone zone.
Perth have gone man on miss and zone on make at times in this game. They lead it by 3 points with a minute and 1 to play. Southside ball. Mitchell receives back from Russell. Under the hoop. Dickey. Tough finish, rolls around and drops.
Wow, execution. Leilani Mitchell gets on the baseline, finds the diving Dickey.
Ball in the hand of McDonald. Lynx by a point. 45 seconds to play. Goodchild to Atwell. Goodchild in the corner, well done Russell, read it well. 11-second differential between shot and game clock now. Flies a chance to hit the front late. Jackson, Dickey, Cole, yes!
Massive bet Cole, puts her team in front by 2 with a 3-point shot. 20 seconds to play, huge.
Time for Perth to respond and win it late or tie it up. But the Flyers have come from 21 points down to hit the front with 20.5 seconds to play.
Coach Petrick, we see this great ball movement. Beck Cole wide open in the corner. Splash under pressure. She loves it. The crowd loves it. Her team loves it.
And now you have to try and calm the adrenaline, settle the nerves, and execute on offense and defense. If you're Ryan Petrick, what are you drawing up?
Look, I mean, they're a 3-point shooting team. I think he'll say, if we've got the 3 ball, let's go for it. Let's play the win. Having said that, I think they'll see a zone still. I don't see Cheryl Chambers going out of the zone, although I did see Beck Cole mouth, let's go, man. You know, it's pick your poison. They'll play their style. If you're open for the 3, take it. You know, you're not necessarily playing for the win. You can still foul and come back the other way. I think he'll... if they see zone, he'll be looking for the high-low attack for them and spit out 3. If they see man, he's got to go ball screen action with McDonald. Get the ball in her hands. Can she bust open the zone with penetration?
And they sit again.
Another timeout. Change of look.
So for Cheryl Chambers right now, what are you saying to your team?
Look, they've got to decide what are they going to play. Are they going to go zone or man? Do they stay with zone and dare a 3-point shot of her hand? It's worked for them. Or they take the risk and go back to man, switch everything. You're likely to let McDonald get on the rim. A 2 only ties it up. You got a chance to come back and score. Perhaps they go with that. The zone's got them back in now. Do they go man, switch everything? only let them have a 2. You got the ball back for the last shot.
Lynx exploded out of the blocks with 32 points in the first quarter. They led by 15 at the first change. They had 54 on the board at the half. They led by 20 points. The Flyers came out in the third term, having scored 34 in the first half. They scored 30 in the third term to get back in the game. Got it back within 7 points. And they've just hit the front to lead by 2 with 20 and a half to play. Perth with a chance to tie it or win it. It's been a fantastic game. We said at the start of the night it'd be revealing, it'd be a great tactical battle. It's been all of those things. ESPN's WNBL Wednesday never fails to deliver. Thanks to Ford.
They've gone man-to-man. Let's anticipate a late ball screen.
McDonald versus Dickey. Potter comes across to screen. Does McDonald take on Russell? She puts it on the floor. Russell, a rejection. Still alive. 4 seconds. McDonald from the corner won't go. It's there for Potter. That won't go. Southside, get out of jail. What a win for the Flyers. They come from 21 points down and pull off a Wednesday night miracle.
Twice they've done it. They do it tonight. They did it in Townsville on the buzzer. What grit. Zone defence got him there. In the end, massive comeback win for the Southside Flyers. 2 games now that they've been down by massive margins. Takes their win-loss record to 3-2.
The Flyers return to the winners list. Southside pick up their first home win of the season and hand the Lynx their first loss. Here's the final play, Carrie Graff.
Mercedes Russell, huge. Kept her space, used her length. Second attempt, third attempt, fourth attempt. Big defensive play. You know, that's Mercedes Russell. We talk about her ability to rebound and score, but that, at her size, to defend and guard, the talent and quick of Aari McDonald. Huge defensive play.
The sort of gritty win that you can build a season around. The first half, they were completely devoid of answers, Graffy. They stabilised the situation. They came out in the third term, changed things up, got back in the game. Credit to the Lynx, who then kicked again. And it wasn't that the Lynx necessarily dropped off the pace. They had 54 to half-time. They still finished with 92 points. It's just somehow the Flyers unlocked, or uncorked the genie in the second half. 34 points in the first, 60 points in the second half. 60 points!
Yeah, massive. Look, and it wasn't a genie, it was a zone that popped out of that bottle. It was all about the zone defence. It allowed them to contain penetration. It allowed them to rebound the ball with their size. It allowed them to play 2 bigs for the majority of that game. And we got 2 massive bigs, 6'5", 6'6", playing in the back of that zone. It's tough to rebound against. As you say, massive credit to the Perth Lynx to then make another run, make some adjustments. And maybe it was they didn't have the legs tonight. They were down on numbers, had 2 key pieces of their rotation out. But boy, what a game of WNBL.
What a thriller. Mercedes Russell with a big defensive play. She also led the scoring for Southside tonight with 19 points, 9 rebounds, and here she is with Candy.
Mercedes, that was an insane block at the end. How incredible do you feel from that?
I feel really good. It helped us secure a win, so that's all I'm worried about.
19 points, 8 rebounds as well. What an incredible effort from you, especially with an incredibly difficult first half, we should say. A tale of two halves this game. What changed in that second half?
I just think we got ourselves in a hole and we knew we had to fight to come back. In the second half, we were very relentless on defense and very tough, and I think that helped us. And then executing on offense was really big for us in the second half as well. There was a lot of guards, a lot of bigs who had huge O-boards for us, and I think everyone really contributed to get this win.
What did Cheryl say to you at halftime?
Don't know if I can quite use the words on TV, but I mean, she was just telling us that we need to step it up. Our first half was a little ugly, honestly, on both ends of the floor. And we obviously have the people on our team to come back and fight. And if we put together a whole game like that, maybe we won't get in a hole like that.
How much confidence does that give you in your team off a game like that?
Yeah, it gives us a lot. Obviously, it shows us our ability and what we actually can do on both ends of the court. So just really happy to get a win tonight.
And, of course, having the first game at home for the first time in quite some time. I couldn't hear a word in here. How could you even hear what Cheryl was saying to you?
I know. We were out there really having to communicate really loud to each other. The crowd was amazing. Thank you, obviously, to everyone who came out to support us.
Yeah, well, congratulations. That's an exceptional win. What an amazing end and a reminder of how tough this league really is, right?
Yes, thank you so much.
Thanks, Mercedes.
What a fantastic game. So many elements to it. Perth's first half was as scintillating a basketball as you could see played in the WNBL. They were super impressive, and they were led by a couple in Emily Potter and Mila Goodchild that we weren't necessarily expecting. They stood up, played unbelievable basketball in that first half.
Yeah, that they did, Chase. And they just played Lynx hoop. Pace and space. Like, they just spread the floor, got out and run, high octane. And it wasn't their three ball. Their three ball wasn't rolling, but the threat of that allows them to get on the rim, and they just ran Southside off the floor. That was their game plan, and they executed it to perfection.
Then in the second half, Southside flipped the script. They got the game on their terms. How did they do it?
Zone, zone, zone out of the bottle. It was all the zone. It allowed them to do a bunch of things. It allowed them to rebound the ball defensively. It allowed them to play with two bigs for the bulk of the game where they were getting punished at the defensive end. It allowed them to control tempo. It really slowed them down. They looked at the stats sheet and said, you know what, the Perth Lynx aren't hitting their three tonight. Let's dare it. Let's pack in this zone. Let's see if we can rebound and run off our zone. Let's see if we can slow the tempo, and that it did. 19 points for Russell, 15 for Jackson, 14 each for Cole and Ernst, 12 for Rochi. They really shared the load. In 94 points tonight for the Flyers. Beck Coles with Candy.
Coley, that feels like that end is everything that you love in this game. Is that right?
It is. I love pressure moments. I love clutch shots, especially down in this atmosphere with our fans. But honestly, going through my head, I was like, I've missed every single corner three. You better bloody make this one.
And what an incredible result. How proud are you of your team tonight with a result like this?
So proud. You know, we had a terrible game against Adelaide, and we'd watched film. We had a great session yesterday. And in that first half, we came out and, to be honest, it was embarrassing. It was disgusting. It's not our brand of basketball. And we went in and had a hard look at ourselves in the mirror at halftime, and we came out, and that's the brand of basketball that the Flyers want to play.
We are still getting to know you this season. What is that brand? Can you describe it for us?
We want to be relentless and we want to be connected. They're our two main things. And, you know, we want to come to work every day, be professional, be grateful for the opportunity that we have fun and make each other better. And look, the chemistry is still building, but the effort things like boxing out, running the lanes hard, they're effort, and we can always control them.
And how incredible is it to be back on your home court as well tonight? I was just chatting with Mercedes saying, I couldn't hear a word in here tonight. Tell me what your feeling was.
Well, I feel like we haven't been here for a month, almost like we've had a crazy couple of weeks on the road, and, you know, we had a tough loss, and it was good to come here, be grounded again, play in front of our friends, our families, our Flyers fans, and not only do it for ourselves but for them. And I love playing here at the State Basketball Centre, and I'm just so thankful we got that win.
It felt like a statement win.
It is. We want to be known for playing really hard defence, coming back, and, you know, credit to the girls. If you're down 20 at halftime, you easily can break apart, point the finger, but we stuck together. You know, we're like super glue, and I'm so proud.
It says a lot about your team, obviously, physically, but there's a mental game in that too, right?
100%. Sport, especially elite sport, it's not just physical, it's all mental. And, you know, sometimes you come in, you're tired or you've had a bad day, but when you come on the floor, this is our time to let that all go, work really hard. I'm not only doing it for me, I'm doing it for the person next to me, and that's the way it needs to go around. So I'm so grateful to have this bunch of girls, and I just think it does. It shows what we're about, what we're becoming, and, you know, stay tuned.
Beck, it was exciting to see you all at the very end just really cheer. So I don't want to give you another second away from your team. Congratulations and well done on a great game.
Thank you.
Thanks to Candy and Beck Cole. You learn more out of losses than you do out of wins, Graffy. Lots of positives tonight for the Perth Lynx again. They put on 92 points. Defensively, what did they learn tonight?
Yeah, look, I think for them, they learned a lot. I think critically, they did such a great job undermanned. Like, they were down numbers. I think they'll learn from that about how they're going to execute against the zone. The zone just bogged them down. I think they, that was the critical thing for me, is that zone just bogged them down in the third quarter. They couldn't quite get over the hump. And you look at their minutes played, they had 5 people playing 30 minutes. I think they just ran out of legs.
But having said that, they didn't lose their composure at any stage. Flyers drew close, in fact, drew level with them in that final term. And then in the blink of an eye, they were back out to a 7, 8, 9 point lead again, Perth. It wasn't that they played badly. It was just in the end that Southside were irresistible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, credit to Coach Petrick. He stays positive with them. We're okay. Stick to the game plan. Here's where we need to execute. Let's look at this against the zone. Let's make sure we do that. Their change up of defences was really helpful for them tonight. But as you say, credit to them. Southside just stole it at the end.
The Lynx head home for a Saturday night shootout with reigning champions Townsville. The Flyers now with a 10-day break to keep working on their combinations before hosting the Caps on December 2. And I know that's time that coach Cheryl Chambers will really treasure to get this group together. Here she is with Candy.
Cheryl, congratulations. What an exceptional final. Of course, that was really two halves, that one. The first half, I know you weren't as thrilled with. I heard some of those timeouts. The second half, much more proud. What did you say to them at halftime?
Oh, at halftime, I was just pretty disappointed about our effort and the way we were going about things and the way we weren't doing it together. And we're going to be a good team if we play together. So I just urged them all to be good teammates.
Now, I imagine you're going to go back and watch a whole lot of tape off the back of that, but just first impressions, what are you really happy with that you saw out on court?
Oh, look, I'm happy to grunt out a win. I mean, that is a skill in itself to get down and to actually be able to come back and do it. But, and being smart about how we use our size. I think we went a bit too quick to try and use our size. Rather than slow it down and get that advantage.
And we had the wonderful Sandy Brondello in the crowd here tonight as well. Of course, scouting her. Actually, she's right behind us, giving us a bit of a wave. I know, obviously, you've coached together. How happy are you that she got to see your players tonight?
Well, she said she might bring me some good luck, so maybe she did. So, wrap to see her. She's a good mate and, I look forward to spending some time with her.
And what does this little break mean for you now? You've got about a week and a half till the next game.
Oh, it'll allow us to address a few things. We've been on the road until today for the first few weeks, so it'll be nice to get some training and try and get some cohesion happening.
Thank you so much for always giving us your wonderful insight, and congratulations on that win.
No worries, thank you.
So Southside improved to 3-2. Perth now 3-1. Graffy, your final thoughts on another fantastic WNBL Wednesday night clash on ESPN?
Yeah, it was what we said at the start. Which team can get it on their own terms? It was all Perth Lynx in the first half. It was on their terms. It was all Southside, mostly Southside in that second half. And what a game of WNBL. These games, week in, week out, we stay at the start. It could go any way. It could be a blowout. It could be a close one. We got another great one.
Fantastic night of basketball action. In the end, it was the Flyers stealing it by 2 points over the Lynx after trailing for most of the night. As we look ahead to the rest of round 4, tomorrow night, a great test for Adelaide as they host the reigning champions, Townsville, tomorrow night. And then Saturday night, the Spirit hunt their first win as they host the Flames, a team they've beaten 4 of the last 5 times. And then part 2 of our Saturday night doubleheader. Sammy Whitcomb returns to Perth for the first time as the Fire visit the Lynx. And then Sunday, the unbeaten Boomers will be looking for an 8th straight win over the